I'm so full. I can't eat anymore. I'm exploding. Mosh mosh! Hello and welcome back to this little Japan series. Today we are going to Kyoto. I took the Shinkansen from Osaka to Kyoto early in the morning, and the ride was only about 15 minutes, so it was super convenient. And as soon as I arrived in Kyoto, I instantly fell in love with the city. Everywhere you look is serene and absolutely breathtaking. So I quickly put down my luggage and made my way up to my first destination. First iced coffee in Kyoto. It's really loud. I'm really hangry. It's really, really hot again. First sip. I think Family Mart's iced coffee is my favorite. And I'm on my way to Osaka. And I'm looking for a place to eat my cheesecake that I bought for no reason other than trying it. Even though I'm not feeling like it, but I just need a spot now where I can eat my cheesecake because I think it will go really well. And there's a lot of kimono rentals here, but I don't think I'll be doing this trip. Or will I? Okay, it's cake review time. It's our favorite time. I finally found a spot to sit down where I can also kind of film. What? I thought it was maybe all melted already because I was walking around for so long. There's already a lot of ants here, sharing with my friends, and I hope they don't crawl under my skirt. This is so unaesthetic. Oh my god. Okay, this is what it looks like. You can't see because of the foil. This is unlike anything I expected. Well, actually, the souffle I had yesterday in Osaka on top of the pudding kind of tastes like that. It's so smooth, I could see myself eat all of this in one go. That's not good. Let me show you what it looks like. But it's so jiggly. Yum! Okay, I ate more than half of this. I think that's it. Good lunch. After enjoying my ever so nutritious lunch, it was time to finally head up to the temple I was so excited about. I dreamt of this moment for so long. And just the street leading up to it was already so cute and pretty. It was very steep, it was very hot, so getting there was a chore. And I just couldn't believe I was finally here. I'm dripping sweat and this is making this whole experience a little less pleasant, especially because everything is itchy. And where I just ate the cheesecake, there were a lot of mosquitoes, and I thought they were just bugs that were sitting down on my legs, but they were actually mosquitoes. So now I'm even more itchy, and all I want to do right now is take a shower. But it do be very pretty, don't get me wrong. After that, I decided to just walk around and explore the area. And the whole area is full of cute little shops, restaurants, cafes, and you can get so many little cute souvenirs. You can try so much food, and I tried a lot of the freebies and they were so good. That is also so good. What the hell? There are so many restaurants and cafes that look absolutely beautiful, and I highly recommend you just walking into the small alleyways, and I guarantee you'll find something unique that you would have never thought you would see. Okay, to be honest, this whole area is so beautiful. I cannot put into words. I could walk around here for hours, and I will definitely plan a whole day here. For now, I will try to get a reservation or to eat at Omurice. I would really love a shower right now, or two actually, because I feel absolutely disgusting. So I made my way over to Omurice, and of course they were fully booked that day. You have to come in the afternoon. I don't remember the exact time, but it was 2 or 3 p.m. and you have to stand in line to get your reservation for the same day. But since I was already a little bit dead from the day, I decided to just chill by the river a bit before making my way into the city of Kyoto to just shop around a bit, because they had some really cute stores there. And since I was still in the mood for some omurice, and I walked past this store that had very delicious looking menu, and the food also turned out to be really delicious, I chose the omurice with 2 different sauces. The price was good, the atmosphere was good. It was right inside the market. I'm not sure which alleyway, but it was right inside the market. I don't think it was anything too special, but it was still really good. Even though I was really tired, I didn't feel like going home just yet, so I walked around some more and came across this really cool store, which is actually also really popular. I learned later. Their clothes weren't too special, but they had a really good playlist. I also came across this mall at this jewelry place, and I saw that they had really cheap clippers, so I went a bit ham. And after that, I decided to walk towards the river again and enjoy some more of my cheesecake. And that's how I ended my first night in Kyoto. In the morning of my second day, it rained, but it created this really calm energy, and it also passed quite quickly. The accommodation I stayed in was actually one of the highlights of my trip. So if you're traveling alone or don't have the budget for a ryokan, this is a great compromise. So as soon as the rain stopped, I made my way over to the Nishiki market, because that was one big thing on my bucket list. And I came across this donut shop where also a lot of people went in and bought stuff, and the donuts looked amazing. But since I wanted to check out the food market, I decided to do that first. And the first thing I tried was these taiyaki with red bean paste and salted butter, which was their special. Be careful, because the taiyaki is fresh and hot. The butter melts really quickly and drips out everywhere. And this was so good. It sounds so simple, but it was one of the best snacks and things I had on my whole trip. I also grabbed a grape and a strawberry chocolate daifuku, because I've never had them before and everyone was raving about them on social media. I also grabbed another strawberry daifuku, because the ones in Osaka just slapped so hard and I was craving another one. This is absolutely massive. I don't know if you can see, but this is like... You can't really see it on camera, but these were so huge. I think you can also see it on my face, but I was kind of disappointed. The mochi was just way too thick for me. It had little filling because it was so thick, and the strawberry was also not hitting the way it did in Asakusa. But I just kept walking around, saw some really cute stuff, and as it started raining again, I wanted some ramen. I was really feeling like ramen. Okay, I wasn't actually hungry, but I just wanted to grab something, because we do not want to repeat the same thing I did last year in New York. And since Ichiran is super hyped, I decided to go there. You can customize quite a lot for your ramen. The experience was definitely one of a kind. It was definitely very nice, but I do have to say the ramen was nothing special. It was actually the worst ramen I had, like including the cup ramen I had in convenience stores, and it was way too expensive for what it was. I don't know, well, everyone and their mom was raving about Ichiran that I knew. I didn't really enjoy the taste too much, the noodles, it was just not what I expected. I came here for this, and if it's sold out, I'm gonna be super mad. And then, since I was craving it and had nothing better to do, I stood in line for 45 minutes for this dessert, but it was so worth it. It just hit the spot of exactly what I needed, and every single layer was absolutely delicious. I finished this in like 8 minutes. I inhaled this. It was so good. It's a big recommendation. Then I also went into a vintage store and actually found stuff that was not overpriced and that was actually really cool. And I thought about this sweater for so long. I found it in a second street, but I didn't end up getting it. I was feeling like a light dinner, so I just got ingredients for a salad. The next day, I had the rest of my peach with some oatmeal and a coffee before heading out to Arashiyama. And the reason why I came here was to ride on the romantic train. Further walking up the streets of Arashiyama, there were a lot of beautiful cafes and restaurants, and I wish I had the time to check them all out, but I was just feeling like an egg sandwich. And I again thought this was a little independent stall, but it was another chain, so finding that out was kind of disappointing, but it was still a very good egg sandwich. All the temples and all the views all over Arashiyama were so breathtaking. I cannot put it into words. I also went into the bamboo forest, but my motivation went away after like 5 minutes, so I walked back out. There's actually a lot of food stalls all around and right in front of the entrance. What caught my eye were these soy milk donuts. These were one of the best things I had during my whole trip. And I was kind of in a hurry because I wanted to get my reservation at Kichi. And oh my god, I finally made it. I had a reservation, but until then I had a lot of time left. And since I was feeling a bit down that day, I decided to get my favorite food. So I decided to go to the famous matcha ice cream stall. I got the brown rice, black sesame, and matcha number 4. The brown rice tasted like these Rice Krispies. The black sesame was absolutely banging, but the matcha number 4, it had a weird taste to it, which I didn't really enjoy too much. So that was a little bit disappointing, to be very honest, but probably the other ones are better. Then I found out about plum ice cream. So I walked 20 minutes to this other ice cream place with organic and mostly vegan ice cream and got their plum ice cream. And then it was finally time. And let me tell you, this was a whole experience. So if you're planning on going there, I highly recommend you to skip to after this part. I did not expect this. It was way better than anything I expected. I just wanted to include this for the memories, and since it was one of my highlights of my trip, they prepared these phone stands so you could film the whole entire show. And he's just such an entertainer. Like, you don't just get your food. This is the whole evening is a whole show. And it was so funny, since I was the only vegetarian, he kept pointing me out, and I had this little cute small pan while everybody else shared this huge pot. And I got the ketchup sauce while the other people got like this beef sauce, I guess. Like, it was a whole different recipe. But I was actually so glad I got the vegetarian option because I prefer the sauce that I got. Like, it's a whole show, and he asks you if you want it cut open or if you want the flying version. Yeah. Yeah. And that's of course when my phone ran out of storage. This might sound crazy, but this was one of the best things I've had in my life. I don't think there's better Omurice. Not only is the show amazing, I was so shook at how good egg with rice can be.
I don't think it can get better than this. Wow.
I cannot, my words, they don't come out. I cannot form them to explain this dish and this whole experience. I left with such a full heart and kind of full stomach, I guess, but mostly my heart was really full, and I was filled with so much good energy. As you could see before, I was really down for some reason, but this just lifted me up so much. It was so good. Since I got the small portion and was still a bit hungry afterwards, I decided to grab some dessert. And this time around, I actually grabbed the other version because I wanted to try it. And I enjoyed my desserts while watching How I Met Your Mother, which I watched throughout my whole trip in the background. Weird little TMI fact for you. And I do have to say I prefer the chocolate waffle ice cream. And the next day, since I wasn't too hungry, I just grabbed a quick breakfast before making my way over to the Fushimi Inari temple. The weather was absolutely beautiful, and along the streets leading all the way up to the temple, there were so many food stalls, but I wanted to walk around the temple first. It is so hot. I don't know if my insides are finally dying or if I'm on my period. This was actually by far my favorite temple. Just the whole vibe there was so good. I don't know if it was because of the good vibes that Kichi gave me the evening before, but I was just so happy there and it was just such a light mood. Just a quick warning for everybody who has a phobia of spiders. Just look ahead where you're going. If you look to the sides, you might find big spiders that you don't want to see, and if you go off trail too. So if you have a phobia, don't go inside here. Just stay within the large red gates and you'll be fine. All throughout there were also those stalls where you could sit down and get refreshments, which was also really cool and also really needed because it was yet again a very hot day. At the end of the temple tour, there was also this cute cafe. They had traditional Japanese desserts and drinks. I decided to just cool down a bit before heading back to the stalls because on my way up, I saw some things I really wanted to try. Okay, I don't know why I spent this much on this, but I'm really craving it. And you freshly grilled it, so let's try it. Worth it though. Tastes a bit charred. And that's what I really like. Oh, forgot to take a picture. Now I'm excited for my soybean donuts. This is my friend Jackie to me right now. I didn't really give a review yesterday in Arashiyama because I felt absolutely hideous, but I have to say I love these. Yesterday's were way better. They were way softer. These are kind of doughy. Yesterday they were so chewy and bouncy and like amazing. I'm so happy I came here. I think this was one of my favorite activities days until now. Sorry for speaking with a full mouth. I'm so hungry. And since it was yet another day where I was absolutely boiling from the inside, where actually this time my body was about to give up on me, I decided to head to the famous Starbucks. I didn't get to sit where I wanted to, but I think my view actually ended up being way nicer. I also came across this cinnamon matcha puff bun and I just wanted to try it. It looked really good. It wasn't that expensive. It was a bit dry, I have to say, but it was still very good and a good little snack for in between. On this evening there was actually another fireworks show and I thought about going there, but I didn't really feel like it. It was quite far away and I was really tired. So instead I decided to take it a bit chill, especially since my body was not liking the hot weather, and I went to get more tsukemen because those were actually one of my food highlights of my Japan trip and I wanted to get as much authentic ones as I could get. I'm so happy I came across this stall because they put so much effort and love into the meal and you could really taste it. It was really good. This one didn't really survive. Wow. I'm so tired. tired, I'm delirious, but I still don't want my diet to go to waste, and I'm sitting by the little canal. My last night in Kyoto. I was originally planning to go to a firework festival, but I decided not to go. Now I want to try, and I'm pretty sure this is not good anymore. This used to be red bean chocolate strawberry. I think once upon a time it was actually good. I'm so full. I can't eat anymore. I'm exploding. And right after that, a German man actually sat down next to me, and we ended up talking for an hour or an hour and a half, and it was actually really nice. And all of a sudden this snake came towards us, and I wasn't sure if it was venomous or anything, so I was kind of scared. And on my last day, I decided to revisit Arashiyama since I loved it so much and didn't really have the time to check it out the first time around. And I made the big mistake of walking into the Rilakkuma shop just because I wanted to, because that's when I saw her. It's so cute. I didn't end up getting, like, all of these are so cute, and I regret so much not getting this. But luckily my friend Jackie is currently in Japan and will get this for me. But yeah, I kept walking around Arashiyama, just absolutely fell in love with the place. And I also saw my favorite little snacks, so I got yet another taiyaki with red bean paste and salted butter. This one was even worse to eat because I feel like it was even hotter that day, so it melted even more, but absolutely gorgeous. I also decided to get some souvenirs for my closest friends and family, whom I didn't get anything yet. And I came across this little cat shop with the cutest lady. We had the most wholesome interaction, and I got a little cat figurine from my grandma as well. After that, I just tried to take in as much of Arashiyama as I could, and it was absolutely breathtaking, as you can see, before heading back to my accommodation and after all to Tokyo. But yeah, this was the last part of my Japan travel series. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I didn't go back home just yet. I had one more stop, which I'm also very excited to share with you. I love Japan. I love this trip so much, and I will definitely be back very soon. Until then, bye!